Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and this article that I'm going to read is making me want to PlayStation 5 that much more. Because apparently we're getting a new Ninja Turtle game on the PlayStation 5. And oh my god, the PlayStation 5 has been a pain in the ass to find. It really has. Let's see what this article is saying. PS5 users are getting a new Ninja Turtle game. Right now on the PS4, PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One, users can enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge from developer Tribute Games and publisher Domenju Games. After coming to the platforms back in June, the game is making the next gen jump to PS5 on November 15th. And if you already own the game on the PlayStation 4, the PS5 version is a free update. Unfortunately, the free upgrade isn't that meaningful because the two versions are identical according to Tribute Games. When Shredder's Revenge was released in June, it debuted a Metacritic score ranging from 84 to 87 depending on the platform. In other words, it was received well by critics. It was also received well by consumers as well, though it's unclear how much of this positive reception translated to sales, as Dotemu has yet to release sales figures. I love Shredder's Revenge. I have it on the Switch and the PlayStation 4. I'm that nerd that I had to get on the Switch and the PlayStation 4. Shredder's Revenge features groundbreaking gameplay rooted in timeless classic brawling mechanics, brought to you by a beat-them-up experts at Dotemu and Tribute Games, and reads as an official description of the game. Bash your way through glorious pixel art environments and slay tons of Hello-Luce's enemies with your favorite turtle, each with his own skill and move making, each unique. Choose a fighter, use radical combos to defeat your opponents and experience intense combat loaded with breathtaking action and outrageous ninja abilities. Stay sharp as you face off against Shredder and his faithful Foot Clan alone. And you grab your best bullets and play with up to 4 players simultaneously. Playing with like 5 people though can get confusing. Especially when you're with the 4 turtles, because you get to be the 4 turtles, April O'Neil, Casey Jones, and Master Splinter, right? I'm so happy you get to play as April O'Neil and Casey Jones as well, because I feel like you barely get to play those 2 characters and Splinter in any other turtle games. But it's so confusing where you are when you reach like the max number. I feel like 4 might be enough. But that's just me. 4 being enough where you won't get confused. Anyways. If you were a kid like me in the early 90s, you probably hold a special place in your heart for the Konami Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games. I wasn't a 90s kid. I was a 90s baby, but I did play Turtles in Time, which was an arcade game. I did play the resale version, and I did play the actual arcade in my life a few times, and oh my god, that's fun. So as a 90s baby who essentially played it as an early 2000s kid, I hold a special place in my heart for that. Anywho, with the openings of our review of the game, more than 30 years later, those games remain some of the finest beat-them-up ever produced, and I cherish my memory of playing them on the Super Nintendo, which I'm sure that's because I never had on the Super Nintendo. And in arcades like Major Magics, the sheer quality of those games made the characters video game icons to those days, and developer Tribute Games has attempted to recapture that magic with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And it does feel so good. It does feel so good just to do that. Reliving my those days, I do remember playing Turtles in Time. Was part of the reason why I wanted Cowabunga Collection. Because Cowabunga Collection takes like some of the classic old school Ninja Turtle games and put them in one. It's like a love letter to us Ninja Turtle fans. So I want that game. But until I get that game, I'm stuck with Shredder's Revenge, which I'm not complaining. Which I'm happy that Shredder's Revenge is getting ported from over to the PlayStation 5. It's a fun game. It's a really fun game. Even if you guys are not a Ninja Turtle fan, if you guys are a fan of like the old arcade feel game type games, then I think you guys will enjoy Shredder's Revenge for that aspect. It doesn't take that long to beat. It takes about like 2.5 to 3 hours to beat. But it's really fun. And each character has their own ending. So it might take you 2.5 hours to 3 hours to beat the story mode. But there's like some hidden gems in the game that you want, if you're a Ninja Turtle, not like me, might want to go back to the game and play some more, or like view the other characters' endings as well. Cause I'm in Leonardo, so I've seen Leonardo's, Raphael's, and I believe Casey Jones' endings at this point. I haven't seen the other characters yet. Oh yeah, and April's. So I haven't seen the other characters yet, which I very want to see. I wanted to see the other characters' endings, but Shredder's Revenge is a blast, and I highly recommend you guys getting that game. Like I said, it's a love letter to Ninja Turtle fans, and it's a love letter to people who are in love with arcade games. And if you guys ask me for game recommendations, Shredder's Revenge is definitely going to be on the top of. It's going to be on top of that list. It's a blast. It's a blast. With that said, what do you guys think about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you fellow minches later. Later, taters.